Hey folks, LeadSmith here, coming to you from DadSkills University. And today, some DadSkills on the grill. Yes, we're gonna grill up this 5-pound chicken. Now you've all probably seen the method with the beer can and all that, but today we're gonna spatchcock. Now folks, when I grill, I go through a lot of paper towel. Now really and truly, if you are cooking your poultry to the proper temperature, you have absolutely nothing to worry about. What I'm not gonna do is rinse all the chicken flavor off of the chicken. However, I will spend a great deal of time drying it and patting it down, which will make the seasoning stick so much better. So the idea of the spatchcock is this is gonna allow this chicken to open up, and we will then be able to do a proper grilling, whereas we might struggle to do it with the bird completely intact. We can trim away a little bit of what we don't want or what we don't need. We're going to start from back here. We'll get that tail, and let's just take our scissors and we're going to cut along this bird's back. And it's not as difficult to cut through as one might think it's going to be. I've done this a few times. But you are cutting bone, so it's not the easiest thing in the world to do either. So now, with the bird open, really and truly, if we can just cut a slot along the backside of this breastplate, then we are now able to actually have it opened up. We can do an even greater job of getting her dried up with the paper towel at this point. If you don't take care of some of the loose skin now, it could become a problem on the grill later. Once you're satisfied that that bird has been properly spatchcocked, time to start getting the seasonings on. Now, if you're unsure of the types of seasonings you'd like to try, consider Montreal chicken seasoning with a little garlic powder, black pepper, absolutely sea salt or kosher salt, it's all the same. And we're going to top it with 100% pure avocado oil. Does not really matter the order that you go in. The only thing that matters is how strong do you want it? Because with what we're doing here, this is going to be a powerfully flavorful chicken, which is just how my family enjoys it. One thing to consider is the black pepper does seem to have an effect on helping the skin achieve that nice crunch. We're going to let the seasonings marinate on this for a while, but during that time we're going to add the avocado oil. The avocado oil is going to help the seasonings absorb into the chicken. Being a 500-degree smoke point, if we accidentally go a little too hot on the grill, we're going to have some wiggle room because this avocado oil has a much higher smoke point than your regular vegetable oil or olive oil. We'll cover it, we'll put it in the refrigerator, and after a few hours go by, we'll put it on the grill. And if you're running a gas grill like I am, pretty much this whole thing has just been on the bare minimum the entire time, to include my little side burner. But yeah, whenever those temperatures start getting up to 350 or a little bit past, that's when I'll open up this hood and just kind of let it vent for a while. So she's run for about 30 minutes on the lowest setting possible. This is going to be the test now. We're going to flip this bird over, and Lord willing, if we've done everything right, clean grill, proper temperatures, good coating of that avocado oil, and we ought to be able to basically just pick this bird up and flip her over. I'm going to go ahead and do that. And there we have it. I'm thinking that looks real good, folks. So really, I'm going to go ahead and figure another 30 minutes, but truthfully, I'm going to go more by this temperature probe at this point. All right, guys, we're really getting close here. I do like to see a good clean 180 or maybe even 190 at the leg joint. And we're just almost touching 180 right now. Now we need to be at least 165 right here in the breast. Yeah, so we got a little bit of a way to go here. But that's okay. We're just going to keep this dude on a nice slow cook, 350 or less. So folks, I've moved her up here to the top rack. The reason why was because the temperatures at the breast really stabilized at around 155 and sort of just plateaued right there. Well, for the longer time that this bird lays on that grill, on the actual heating surface, that's more time that we're going to end up probably overcooking the legs, and we don't want to do that. So I decided to go ahead and bring it in its last bit right here on the top rack. And sure enough, we get our 165, a little bit higher actually now. Now I did run the temperatures up higher once I moved it on this top rack. So the next step in this process here, we're going to just let it rest on this cooling rack, and you can kind of see where it does have ventilation underneath, and we're going to give it about 10 minutes to breathe. This ought to be a pretty tasty bird once we're into it. So all right, folks, let's see how we did here. Breast come out just about perfect. Quarters are still nice and juicy, even though they spend an awful lot of time on that direct heat. But there's only one true test, folks. Amazing. So there you have it. Thanks for tuning in to DadSkill University. LeadSmith out.